da, da, na 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 na. Da, 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 na, 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 na. Da, 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 na, 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 na. I'm gonna type some losers tonight. It's every day, bro, at the Disney Channel phone. Alright, tonight's gonna be more, I think, awful, like, just cringe celebrities, awful people. Um, So I'm thinking, let's do FouseyTube. I've typed a lot of these, weirdos already. So, I don't know. Let's do Bradley Martin. I don't think Bradley Martin's
Said Yusuf, they're trying to use you as the reason to like get back on.
Who are connected to your personality. And
Correct.
I was telling you that. And the thing that I was trying to remind you in that time was that although you didn't have the sort of relevancy or the sort of view count or the sort of like exposure that like you once had, and I can only imagine what that must feel like to go from like #1 YouTuber on the platform to like forgotten completely. And then no disrespect, right?
Yeah.
But I was trying to remind you that like you still got there on purpose, and you seem to have forget that part of your life. And I try to just remind you that like you're now starting at that point then when you were talking to me at my gym months ago now, that you were starting from a higher set point than you ever started from
Bradley
the
Martin is ISFJ.
beginning. And I was trying to tell you that like,
Makes sense. He's actually seems like a genuinely good dude, and very humble, unpretentious. Pretty much gets along with everybody, and yeah, ISFJ might be actually objectively the best type to be.
like when you had nothing, you were able to do it.
Yeah.
Now, even though you don't have as much as you had once,
you have everything.
yeah, now you have all these people.
Yeah.
Like this is like even people like me. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have switched up on you even since now. You probably have a little bit more, you know, now that you kind of start to do this again, everyone's like, oh shit, FouseyTube, this and that. I'm assuming that's something.
I saw you tweet out like face temper a bunch of people. I never got a text or anything from you to just say you got your ass beat, but you're good, brother. I love you. I
Are
know
you
it
sure?
wasn't.
I never
I'm
talked to
sure. I'm sure. I know it wasn't intentional, but those things, like I was like, fuck, because I look up to you so much. So when that didn't happen, I was like, for years, guess what I thought? I'm actually gonna tell you something crazy right now. I talked about you in therapy.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Are you serious?
Swear to God, I'm living with my sister after I got out of the mental health hospital. I started talking to you about in therapy in the mental health hospital. And I said, I want to go back to live in LA, but I don't have money for a gym membership right now. And the gym that I go to, my friend Brad owns, but I think he's mad at me right now. And I'm scared to go because I think he's not going to let me in.
Why would
Remember
I be mad at you?
And just to prove this, did I?
NI people get vibes. They go off vibes a lot, and they just run with it. Doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense or not. They're kind of you could say psychic, but they could be superstition is kind of an NI thing.
Or did I not text you a couple of months ago and said, Brad, can I start coming to the gym to document my new journey?
Yeah, of course. But you've always had that
I
respect.
always had that, but I asked this time because I thought you were upset.
Bro, why would I be upset?
I don't know.
No,
I took
definitely
it.
not
You know, the mind does crazy things.
Yeah.
The mind.
That is NI. FE, a lot of FE kind of insecurities. The journey, progression. The mind does crazy things. Yeah, he seems deep in his intuition, so I'm tracked.
Mind does crazy things. So
Yeah.
I was like, I upset Brad. I wasn't G7. I messed up.
Yeah,
da, da,
I
da.
was a G7.
Yeah.
But even at time you weren't even
Affiliative.
anything towards what you're doing now. But I mean, that's interesting. I honestly, I don't blame you. I think a part of me, if I think about that time, I probably just felt a little slight secondhand embarrassment for you, just because of the way it went down.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I just thought, oh, if I just don't, I don't need to
I
say
understand.
anything.
It's
you know?
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely didn't mean disrespect, because I mean, bro, you're one of the number one people like that I've ever really kind of. I don't even know, out of everyone in this industry, I've known you the longest. I've talked to you the longest. I've seen you through the most. Like, I have nothing but respect for you. You know?
What I just did, by the way, is what I do on my live streams, which I'm sure we're going to talk about. I'm brutally honest now. At 33,
It's good.
I live in full authenticity. So if I'm sitting with a girl,
FIT.
I'll ask her exactly what I want to her face, to her eyes. I'm saving her and me the time. If she's
Saving
with it,
her
she's
time
going to say yes. If she's not, she's
about efficiency, time use, outcome, directness. Very direct.
going to say no, and I'm going to respect her boundaries. But I live authentically blunt now.
It's good. That's
It's
how it
so
should
good.
be.
It's so freeing.
Well,
so freeing.
When did you realize that? When you were like, how I'm going to continue on more on the internet?
So
or how I'm gonna
I
continue more
always
live?
had spurts of that growing up. I think it's more a testament to me growing up in my real life as Yusuf versus growing up as FouseyTube. I was always had
Abstractions. FouseyTube versus Yusuf. FI identity shit.
spurts of that, but I was always still trying to juggle my image so I wouldn't be able to be authentic. But now that I've taken full ownership of Yusuf, and Fousey is just like the crackhead July 15th cousin of mine that I have fun with, I'm just myself.
Bro, okay, then if you're just if you're completely authentic,
Try me.
Yusuf,
Try
and
me.
you're just blunt, did you call in the bomb threat?
No, are you crazy?
Bro, come on.
Brad.
I was there, bro.
Bradley Martin.
I was there.
Bradley Martin.
Okay, I was
I'm
there. Me
headed
and
to
Adam were
my
there.
event. I'm wearing an expensive ass outfit. I invested over $400,000 just for the theater and Live Nation and everything. I paid for all the rappers to come. I said Drake was coming. Why the hell would I call him my own bomb threat?
Because they didn't come. Because no one came
They were
through.
all backstage. Not Drake.
Drake was not backstage.
Drake was not backstage.
Not 'cause
Drake
I
was in
there.
Costa Rica dancing or something. But everybody else was there. We ain't gonna talk about that though. No, I did not, Brad.
100%.
Wallahi.
Swear.
Wallahi.
On God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though my wallahi doesn't have too much value right now
Yeah,
because
they're
I
talking-
used it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Value. Yeah.
So what is the thing that people are most upset with you right now?
Okay, so he is INTJ, ENTJ, okay. INFP, ENFP, ISTJ, ESTJ, ISFP, or ESFP.
Right now,
Yeah. Because I see some shit and I like you're in it and you obviously know
Yeah.
your actions in it, you know your words in it, you know
Yeah.
what people are saying.
yeah.
So talk to us about that situation with the
So
girl.
I've been live for 36 days. So I was depressed as ever in my depression. I want to tell you my whole story of my comeback though. So I'm going to tell a solidified one right now. And then later at the end, I'm just going to tell the whole thing to motivate people.
Well, I want to say first and foremost right now, before we get into the story, because I want you to do it. I literally saw you start. How many subscribers are you averaging in the very beginning? Like 200?
The life journey.
100.
100.
Progression. So he is okay, so he's not INFP or ENFP, he's not ISTJ or ESTJ.
Bro, and then you're in the gym. I'm damn near every other day I saw you in there live streaming. And then next thing you know, you're getting like, what, 10, 11,000? When did that start popping? Because you went from like No, I remember literally talking to you being like, I need to figure this shit out. And then you just did it like small numbers and it built.
So I
pretty
never
quickly.
thought that I could do live streaming because to me, I didn't understand it. I understood YouTube. You film a video, you do this, it has to go at this pace, you post a thumbnail title. I knew the YouTube game. And whenever I know something, it's scary because once Fusi focuses on something, it's game over if he's passionate about it. I'm a person who, if I'm passionate and obsessed over something, it's game over. Nothing is stopping me. But if I'm not passionate, I'm like depressed. I have no.
Okay, so I'm not passionate. I'm depressed. Okay, so he's INTJ or ENTJ.
No energy. I don't care for it. So I started going to the gym, Zoo Culture, by the way, in Ventura Boulevard.
On Ventura Boulevard in Encino.
Yeah, in Encino. Yeah. Great gym, by the way, for anybody who knows. Owned by a YouTuber. Great gym. Lot of the lighting is great. It's just a great atmosphere. They have a steam room now. The
sauna.
The sauna. The girls are all like super like cool.
Yeah.
So I started a subathon, a live stream.
Yeah.
I did it for a day. I took them to the gym. I had no manager, no team, nothing. I'm still just nothing, forgotten. Took my live stream, a couple of 100 people, went to the gym. That night I said, guys, I don't want to turn it off. Why don't you guys just chill here? Come back in the morning, I'll still be live. So I went to sleep while live.
And you just plugged the shit in and kept it plugged in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not knowing what I was doing. No plan that I'm going to do a 36-day subathon, end up getting a deal from nothing. I just did it to do it. And one of the most important things in life, they always say, you don't need to know how, you don't need to know why, but you have to start. You have to just do it. The rest will come into play. And I trusted that. One day turned into two.
But to that point, which is, you're so right, and I want you to continue the story, but why did it take you so long just to trust that? Because I remember having conversations with you leading up to that, months, whatever, prior. And I was saying the same shit to you. I was like, just do it. Like, just do it. But you were so hesitant to do it. You know what I found interesting? And I want to talk about this. We'll talk about this after you tell the rest of the story. But you know, you did the ayahuasca stuff. I'm not saying that's what changed it all for you, but I remember I asked you when you came to me at the gym, I was like, how was it? You were like, fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm. And you said, if I remember correctly, you said, just give it time. It might change later. Did you not?
Yes.
Okay.
I swear, I don't know. I'm not saying this is the thing that changed it all for you. But I dude, I'm telling you, because I remember you said it was terrible, and I know it was terrible for me too.
Oh, really?
This video is pretty chill, but I had a sneaky suspicion he's an ENTJ. He very direct person, very yeah, he's very direct, very outcome focused. Dominating, and I heavy, but not an I dom. Obviously, his tertiary SC shows a lot. Enneagram. Eight. He's an 8. Let's do the Paul brothers. Let's just do Jake. Then we'll do Logan. That was not covered.
Boxing about my message and to give them, you know, a fun day. And so just wanted to fight back and raise awareness against it as much as possible. And boxing helped me like gain the confidence to not necessarily care what people are saying about me anymore. I think boxing helped me like find myself, gave me a purpose, gave me motivation, And it made me confident in myself, to tell the truth. A lot of the biggest fighters ever turned or found themselves in a boxing gym because of bullying. Mike Tyson, someone, was making fun of him with his pigeons, killed one of his pigeons, boom, ends up in a boxing gym because he wanted to be able to defend himself.
So what was involved with bringing this idea to fruition?
Man, it was a long process.
But as so sensory people like referring to details a lot, especially like past stories. Introverted sensors are always the subject of the story. I went through this. And then extrovert sensitive people are not the subject. Everything around them is the subject. Like, we went through this. So introvert sensor will be like, so the other day I went to the store and this happened. An extrovert sensor would be, so the other day this happened at the store, and they always start with the objection first, and then introvert sensing always starts with the subject first. Them.
Process. Months of just like planning, ideation, what are we gonna do? What is our purpose?
People like talking about, did you know, like, trivia facts? Did you know that this person did this? Did you know that Mike Tyson in 1988 did this? Like, they like giving trivia facts, extra details, extra information for things.
What events are we gonna throw? We're renovating a gym in La Perla here in Puerto Rico, and our goal is just to get more boxing gloves out there, renovate more gyms, and throw more events to get kids specifically involved into the sport, and just sort of raise that message. But
What do you enjoy about it?
when you give, you get. And the first event that we did, I was really nervous. It was here in Puerto Rico. There was like 150 kids coming.
That's FE, and it's affiliative, but it's FE. All about giving and getting.
I was nervous. Showtime was filming me, so that made it even worse. Like, okay, what if this all goes wrong and it's all on camera? And man, it just went great. Like, the first kid that basically came up to me had a big smile on his face, and that sort of like instantly broke the tension. I took a picture with everyone in there, and we just started handing out gloves, and everyone just had good energy, and they were so thankful, and it ended up being such a success. When I saw, how inspired these kids were, I saw how hard they were working in the workouts, I saw how they were like so attentive to what I was saying. It felt good to be able to teach them about boxing, about my message, and to give them, a fun day of just boxing. And we had pizza and ice cream, and I think it just left a good impression on everyone.
Describe the feeling of winning in front of a sold-out crowd at Manchester Arena.
Definitely one of the greatest accomplishments of my life. I feel like that's one of the main reasons I fell in love with boxing, because I'd never experienced that big of a W. Everything about it was crazy. There was so much on the line. It was like US versus UK, brothers versus brothers, when I took that W.
INTJ or an ENTJ or an INFP or an ENFP or an ISTJ or an ESTJ or an ISFP or an ESFP.
On the biggest stage possible, and I proved everyone wrong, and I had worked so hard to achieve that. And it was my first training camp in boxing and first fight ever, so it was easily like one of the hardest things, learning to box.
Extrovert sensors too are obsessed with like spectacle things. That's why Trump always says, think big. They're obsessed with big things. So he is either an INTJ, ENTJ, ISFP,
in 5 months, sparring every single day. I would come out bleeding, like I could barely move my arms. It's the hardest sport in the world for a reason.
What made you decide to make that transition to boxing full time, or even start to consider it?
I just felt like I could finally be myself and sort of take back control of my life as a boxer. Whereas before I was doing all of these stupid things to get attention on camera for my YouTube channel. I mean, when you wake up, 2 years straight, every single day filming a video for 15 minutes, after like a year and a half, you're like, man, how do we keep this entertaining? Doing stuff that you know.
For a year and a half, how do we keep this entertaining? How come? That's systematic. How come? Okay, so informative, so that's for you. How come? Haha! This is gonna piss people off, but Jake Paul is gonna piss people off. Jake Paul is an ISFP. It's gonna piss a lot of fucking people off. Probably a 3-wing 4. Makes sense. I was thinking ESFP.
Normally wouldn't do just to get views. And that's such an unhealthy place.
Yeah, he's ISFP, I guess. Cry about it. Logan.
I want to get and I was too easy on him.
From Ohio, a seemingly regular kid, being me, of course, falling into the social media machine over the past 4 years, building an audience, garnering false power through views, which equates to money, which equates to, again, success, and then essentially losing it all overnight, becoming the most hated man in the world in the snap of a finger. So the question that the doc answers is, how do you recover from that? Can you recover from that? Me sitting with you right now, I'm in the journey right now with you. Like, is it possible for Logan Paul to make a comeback? Or am I gonna be a failed YouTuber and fall and crawl into a hole like half the world wants me to do?
I'll just ask directly, is this a fluff piece to make people feel better about Logan Paul?
No, not at all. It's from making content throughout the years, I try to be as unbiased as possible. And when you say fluff piece, like what? Because
like a bullshit video that's just like, look, you should feel bad. Here's a way to characterize it. Is the video about how you've learned to better empathize with others, or is the video about making it easier for people to sympathize with you?
I don't think people should, can, or will sympathize with me. Let's be honest, Casey. Like, what I did, there's no distracting people. There's no, well, here's what I tried to do, and this is why it's okay. There's none of that. It's an unbiased, objective story that captures how something like that can happen and what went wrong in my life that I thought that was a good idea. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to look in the mirror and say,
This is all F5 play. It's for feeling. way dead bodies are pragmatic and messy.
That was my decision, and that's a hard thing to do. Is even like hard talking about it right now with you, because up until that point in my life, it was really only wins. It was only success. It was only consistent growth, and everything was going so well, and I got so caught up with my actions being validated by millions of people, I forgot to be a human being in that situation, and instead decided to be a content creator. And that's where I messed up.
Do you? It's even in there. There's a little, even in that response, there was like, maybe I'm being cynical, but there's a little whiff of it sounding like you see yourself in some capacity as a victim.
No, by no means am I the victim here, and I guess it's sort of tough because I want to make it very clear I am not the victim here, by no means. And everything I say, I do need to not word it like that, because I'm not the victim. What I'm not afraid to do though is be vulnerable about this and open up and say, by no means, I know what I did was disgusting. It was wrong. It was an extreme, obviously, lapse in judgment, like I've said, but by no means am I the victim or claiming to be the victim.
Would you characterize this as a redemption story?
It's an attempted redemption story, is what it is. Are we still talking about the doc?
Yeah, the doc.
I mean, that's what it is. That's what, like, again.
Formative, FITE, so INFP or an ENFP or ISFP or an ESFP.
Will I come back? I say yes. That's what the doc is about. That's what the story is.
Is it not? How long has it been since the 7 months, 6 months?
Yeah.
Is it not premature? Like, before you can tell a redemption story, there has to be an act of redemption.
True.
So what is that? What is the act of redemption been for Logan Paul?
It's not been done yet. That's what the doc is about. And like, again, the whole idea of the Jesus Christ, New York,
there's a Harley dealership.
This is crazy.
It's fine.
The whole idea of the doc is like we don't have plans for it. We don't plan on like profiting off it. If for whatever,
Are you gonna monetize it?
If I don't know. I don't know, because what we want to do, I've told stories my whole life through a lens, as have you. So the thought process is, why let someone else make that story? Because someone's going to want to make that story. People have wanted to make that story. Why let someone else do it when I could just do it myself? And I know that if we do decide to monetize it, 100% of the proceeds will go to some sort of suicide prevention awareness program, because that's essentially what this whole thing is about.
Are you a different person now than you were?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay,
absolutely.
so then let me follow that up by, because I've heard you say that.
Yeah.
How have you demonstrated that? How have you not just said, but what have you done to demonstrate that? And I'd go even sharper in saying that, like, a lot of your content, I think the suicide video that you came out with, your first video back,
Yeah.
really demonstrated what your channel's capable of in talking about something bigger than just Logan Paul. Mm-hmm. But there hasn't been much since then. There hasn't been much that's demonstrated you're a different person. You talked about positivity and being a different person and changing the structure of the channel, and then it was days later you're shooting a dead mouse. So
Yeah.
what have you done to demonstrate you've changed as a person?
The rat was
Rat.
Yeah, the rat was me becoming obsessed with the idea of being a villain. When the whole world hates you, I made the conscious decision, I'm gonna be the guy they think I am. And I essentially became the architect of my own destruction because I wanted to be who they thought. I thought I might as well adopt this, screw it. And
wasn't that a direct contradiction to everything you had just put out about how you're changing and how you're a different person?
yeah,
I mean, those videos were inside of a week.
Yeah, I know, but it, to me, while I can still be a good person, I'm also still possibly am the guy who takes things to extremes. That's who I am. That's the brand of Logan Paul. It's the fastest, the biggest, the best, the greatest. And
right, and it's that led you to the, I mean, that's how you started this interview.
Exactly. I mean, that's everything is to the extreme, right? So if I can make content, and I have been for 4 years, making people laugh, smile, believe in themselves, making them believe that they can accomplish their goals, even if they're from a small town in Ohio. Because I made these mistakes, yes, I'm going to demonstrate more empathy and more compassion. But at the same time, I still have my brand. And what's authentic to me is that brand of living life on the edge. Do you understand?
I do, but I think it's sort of a convenient umbrella to hold over everything. So I think it's noble when you talk about motivating people. I think it's a noble ambition to want to inspire and motivate people, especially someone like how you characterize yourself and coming from being a normal guy.
Yeah.
But I think that to use that same pretext as sort of justification for, killing a rat or...
Well, I didn't kill the rat.
Those circumstances around that video, or some of the other more controversial, sensational things you've done, running around Japan wearing silly outfits,
so that
being insensitive to culture, that's all part of the same. That's all cut from the same cloth.
I want to address this because I'm not gonna lie. This is the hardest thing about all this is I think being perceived as culturally insensitive. As far as the outfits go, they were on sale at a store right next to the temple that we were at for tourists. Do we not buy the outfits? I don't know. They're on sale there. And then deeper, I mean, we could dive into the specifics of what happened. There's a difference between culturally insensitive and insensitive.
He is an ESFP. His brother's an ISFP. Not surprising that the Paul brothers are SFPs. I think it makes sense because Jake is way more chill of a person, more Sigma than Logan. So, and so ESFP. Enneagram. Probably like a 3-wing too. Yeah. Alright. I heard Amy Schumer. I should type Amy Schumer. I'll do that. Again, we're just doing bad celebrities tonight, so. These are all. Of course, he just appears on the most normie mainstream shite. Is there something that's not a cat ride she's been on? I feel like that might have been covered. God dang. I wanna walk away. I don't. I feel like Opie Anthony might be. Maybe not. No.
It. I'll never read it again. Not in that
thank
way,
you.
anyway.
Please never read it again.
I like the way Amy asked, "Is Jim on tonight?"
Oh.
Jimmy's in some episodes. Jim's not season.
Oh no, you are on it tonight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jimmy. Way to start off with a bang.
That's good.
Yeah.
Amy is here.
It's got good
Hi,
reviews too.
guys.
I read something where they said
getting
they said
very
it was
good
Really,
reviews.
really funny the whole
Thank
season.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's the it girl for sluts.
Oh,
Isn't that terrible?
it's the worst.
I gotta
no.
start by saying you were great on Ellen DeGeneres. I watched yesterday.
You did?
Fuck
Thank
yeah!
you.
I actually like Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah,
as a
she's really
stand-up.
funny.
I mean, her
Yes.
show's
Yeah.
a little goofy at times.
Right.
Opie's a fucking dolt. And this is
But she
funny.
does a
Not
good
for
interview.
you.
14. This is like beef. This is like when people were like, "Yeah, Amy Schumer's kind of funny." I remember this time period.
You. No, it's not,
Not
for
for
me. I
you.
know. But Amy was on, so I had to watch.
Thank
men.
you.
She loves you.
We hit it off.
She
Yeah.
absolutely loved. She was
Yeah.
laughing.
What do you mean,
hard.
like-
I think she was
Loves
psyched
you.
that Lindsay Lohan wasn't out there anymore.
She
Yeah.
hated Lindsay, right?
I don't know. Well,
Did-
actually, we filmed 2 different days.
Oh, you
so
did?
I don't know.
Okay, because it was the same.
I was gonna ask
no,
you how
because
she
we watched the
was.
whole
Yeah.
episode because Lindsay Lohan was on as
Oh,
well.
the truth comes out. That's
And-
why you guys are.
No,
watching.
no.
Oh.
And Ellen, Ellen looked like she hated Lindsay
Really?
Lohan, but was just playing it right because she's friends with Oprah
Do
and shit.
dish, Opie.
Yeah.
Do dish.
Lilo said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was she nice to you or
Wow.
no? Were you not
That's
on with
fine.
Ellen?
her?
I was not with her.
Oh,
no.
Lindsay, okay.
Yeah.
No,
I
no.
figured you taped it another day because
Yeah.
that was yesterday, and you would have had to fly all day just to get here.
Right. No, I taped it last week, but
Right.
then and they were like, the president's gonna do an interview, and I was like, oh my god, I'm meeting the president. Like,
Right.
just what am I gonna wear? And then they were like, he just did a satellite thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I like pop my head? They were like, you'll be nowhere near anywhere he could possibly see.
But he
you."
might watch and know that he was on. Although they'll probably just give him a
There's
tape
no
of himself. He
way.
won't have
He
to
would.
wait.
He'll never. Yeah. no.
Let me turn this on.
He likes comedy though. He's a
Ooh,
big
that's
Chappelle
good.
fan.
Does
He
he?
probably knows who you are.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta-
I know, I doubt it.
I gotta ask. Ellen gave you a gift.
Yeah.
What happens to those things? Did you actually bring it home?
She's sending it to me.
Really?
Well, she's not. Imagine she's like at FedEx. Like, I
Right.
need to get this
It's-
to Amy Schumer.
Benoit's.
Yeah.
Well, it's a-
no, it's a huge painting.
Right.
And it was
Really?
yeah. Well, it was because my sister and I went to the Vanity
Informative. Informative. My sister and I went, so SC statement. Again, when telling stories, they are not the subject.
Fair Oscar party, and we got invited because I guess like everyone else was dead. And
Not everyone, Amy.
we Jesus. You're a cadaver, Jimmy. No one believes that you have a pulse. But
You guys got all dressed
like,
up. I saw the
yeah,
tweet.
we
The
got
tweets.
decked. Thank
Decked
you.
out.
But then once we got there, we saw the Sports Illustrated models walking around, and we were
Who's
like,
the coolest
"Oh."
person you met there?
That I met.
Yeah.
Oh, Don Rickles. I'd never met him.
Oh,
before.
wow.
Oh,
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was like, I was trying to hang with him and his and Brian Grazer, some like a really important executive was next to him, but I just wanted a picture with Rickles, so I was trying to be like, "Hi, can you get out of the
Yeah,
picture?"
could you just get that
Yeah,
thing on?
and he's like,
yeah.
"Do you ever want to work in this fucking industry?"
Oh, man.
I just want a Rickles picture. But yeah, so and the Hemsworth brothers were
Oh,
there.
yeah,
you know
yeah.
those like hot
Chris and Liam.
Aussies.
We had
yes.
one of them in.
We had Chris
You
in, yeah.
did?
We had Chris in, I
The,
think, yeah.
That's the Thor,
Thor,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
And they're both like ridiculously fuckable, but but by this
She
point
means
in the
Opie and Anthony,
night,
by the way.
of course,
yes.
just easily raped. But
The company thinks we're easily fuckable.
but by that time in the night, we'd already like taken our heels off and just we might as well have had cocks, like with how much we
wow.
were the least hot people there. Just it was
Oh,
like
I don't
whatever.
believe it.
She cares. She's all about that SE. Everything's about sex, fashion, sensory shit. Concrete.
But,
Believe it.
all right.
So yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah, you do believe
All
it.
right,
So
fine.
Was that Nina Abgal girl there, that Sports Illustrated
yeah,
swimsuit?
just
That's fun. That's weird. Because I was just typing Logan Paul. That's weird, dude.
Like perfect tits, walking around on 2 poles with like an unbelievable pussy. Like her pussy was actually a honeypot.
Yes.
And
Wow.
yeah, and people were just like asking me like if I was a scrotum, and just disgusting. And then and so I asked my sister. So I wasn't even scared to go up to those brothers and be like, "Can I have a picture with you?" Because they'd be like. Like, oh, who's this guy? They're like, oh my God, Paula Dean's at this party. So I go over and I'm like, Kim, take a picture of us. And she takes the blurriest picture. We're not even decipherable as humans. And I was so pissed at her. I'm like, you blew it so bad. So I just talked about that on Ellen. So then at the end of the segment, she was like, where we feel bad that happened to you. And she brought out. A huge painting that she made of the brothers and me in focus.
It's almost life
It's
size.
like it's
Jesus.
gigantic.
It's gigantic. That's
like
why
an oil painting.
That's why I asked the question, like, what happens to that
What
stuff?
are you gonna do with
now?
that?
Are you stuck with this and
They're
have to
gonna
bring
mail
it home?
to me, but
Really?
I live in a tiny 1-bedroom where it's bigger than
The
a
wall
whole wall.
almost,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
it'll take up the entire. But whatever.
hilarious.
I'm psyched to get it.
Did you have the flash on?
Show them the picture.
The flash isn't the
Kim,
problem.
show them the
Automatic. No,
picture.
always have the flash on because it's easier to take
Oh,
a little
man.
bit of the trust me.
They showed
Excuse
the picture
us,
on Ellen.
Ansel.
No,
Ada-
I learned the hard way. Before Kevin Hart was making a lot of money, he came to a core dinner with me, and he was taking photos of me, and he fucked up my Charlton Heston picture. He fucked up my
you.
B.B. King picture.
Oh shit!
Kevin Hart's a horrible photographer.
But you
He's
could
a
say
bad
Kevin.
friend.
You
Yes.
could say Kevin Hart took the picture though. That's kind of cool.
That's great.
That's the
right?
stage of my career I'm at
Wait,
now.
what
I'm
do you mean
happy
a
Kevin Hart.
court dinner? What's
Core,
that?
it's your Congress of Racial Equality. Roy Innes runs it. It's
Oh, I like that you just said a court dinner. Like, oh
Oh,
yeah.
that was just Roy Heston was speaking.
Anthony's a huge
I'm
advocate.
a huge supporter
He's-
of
boy,
They're
loves
number
yeah,
one.
The
yeah.
conservative black organization. that kinda-
Well, that I kind of like
Yeah.
that. You know,
It's
aside
not
from
in
the one part.
focus.
Keep them in line.
Well,
Look at
that's
that.
great.
Let
Why
me
would you
say.
take it through a curtain though?
Let me
What time did they
say.
bring in the fog machines
that's
that this is
good.
the picture?
That's
Just
great.
what
Wow,
a-
wait.
Look, she's
I
in
don't,
shame has to show the whole
Yeah,
room.
she's got to
Yeah.
walk around the room and show
Hey,
everyone.
hey, match.
That is a horrible
Match.
picture.
Samsung.
Oh, Samsung alert.
Oh, look, I
Galaxy
got the
Note
watch, and I
3.
got one
Always
that I
put the
never
flash
used.
on.
'cause
But we
I
got
have
white-
Oh,
an
you have it
iPhone.
too.
We got
Oh.
White
Yeah.
Glove service.
Look at
Oh,
that.
yeah, I'm
We
right
get everything
there.
for free.
Oh wow, they have it
I
too.
got the stupid watch.
Nice.
I love the watch.
Do you
It's
like the
fun.
watch? Does she have the watch?
She's got the watch.
You got the watch.
Give me
She's
the
wearing
watch.
the watch.
She's wearing the watch.
All right. Anyway.
Do you have them synced?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Jimmy, how about yours?
Wow.
I have to have the meeting. I was busy that day.
Yes, you were.
She had like a 5-hour meeting with this Samsung person.
That's what we did.
Oh, so
I was
she
like,
is
really?
White
White
They were
Gloves.
Gloves
gone
treatment.
for so long.
Oh yeah, that's some
Nice.
fun stuff right there.
I love
Learning
it.
about everything about the dumb watch, the great watch. It's not a dumb watch, I swear. Please, I want the
Oh my
5.
God.
I want the
Samsung,
smaller watch.
please.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What
Send
did
it
you
over.
do? So Ellen just interviewed you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, she seems like she'd be supportive of it.
Messy, very in the moment. I'm like observing her body language, just like you can tell she's not even like really thinking about anything. She's just kind of reacting to the environment. Like, yeah, watches. Then does a little goofy voice. You can just tell by her manners. It's like she's not in her head. She's very in tune and flow with the environment.
Comedian.
No,
She was. She's been
It was
really
more
nice.
than supportive. I want to say it for Amy. Like, she was genuinely laughing our ass off. You could tell when someone's just laughing just to kind of help
We'll
the
take
segment
it. Maybe a
along
little
or whatever.
romance. Maybe
She
a
was
little romance.
loving
I
it.
wish. But you know what? It's like anytime I've done any show like that, or I think, oh, I'll tell, because you just see actresses on there telling some boring story.
Oh God, their stories.
I mean, it just makes you want to scream. Just
Yes.
like, oh, what, you swam with the dolphins? Like, who gives a shit?
and there's never a punchline or a
No.
finish to it. It's just this nothing
And
linear
the
story.
vibe of like the male host who will be like, it's supposed to be like, she's like, it's Scarlett Johansson, like, well, I've always had a crush on you, and they're like, oh, yeah. You're like, no, you haven't. Yeah.
The audience go,
Right.
yeah.
And then you have to pretend like, oh, and then what did you walked with the tigers? Like, no one cares. And I always prepare a story like that, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm a comic. Let me
can't
just
do
try to be
that.
funny.
Yeah.
And I was watching Wanda, Wanda on Ellen. She
Oh.
recites, and she killed, and I was like, I'm glad I saw that before I went on because I just have to
Yeah.
kind of go on and do stand up.
Did you pretty much just kind of wing it?
No, I was like, okay, I'm gonna. I did
You knew
it like
exactly
a set
what you were
a
going
little
to do.
bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, great.
Yeah.
Chris Rock said that to me once. He was just like, "No, you have to kill. Like you're a comedian. No one
Yeah,
wants to
yeah.
hear your fucking
Some dull
vacation
story.
Yeah,
There I was.
Yeah.
right.
I always slip them like a note when I go right out. Feed me clitoral circumcision. I got something on it.
Oh my god, I miss you.
I know. I missed the dinner. I had a
know.
set that night. I was bummed.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was last minute.
Yeah, it was very last
I
minute.
want to go.
Yeah.
I hate missing dinners.
Amy is just blowing up.
Yeah, Amy is doing
Oh,
very well.
stop. She's actually
It's
lost
awesome.
some weight.
Oh, thank you. You know me, up and down, up and down.
You do look great, Amy. I've
Thank
always been
you.
in lust with you, and I'm a good judge of
Anthony would not be saying that now.
how good you look, and,
Yeah?
and you look fantastic.
Thank you.
I think so.
As someone who's seen me in a bikini, I appreciate
I
that.
know. That was one of the greatest fucking things, is to trying
That was
not
fun.
to look
That
at
was a
Amy's
fun
ass
day.
at the 4th of July
Good
party.
luck.
I know.
Yeah, this is when she wasn't that bad looking.
It was.
I'm like, I needed 2 seats next to each other. for this thing.
No.
That was a fun
Great.
little beach party.
That
Yeah,
was.
that
It was
was.
just fun watching Keith Robinson try and pretend he could swim.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was cute.
Did he really go in?
He went in. He was drunk and he
Keith
was
doesn't get drunk.
confused. He was confused. I think he just he has like too much confidence of things he can't do, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he forgot he couldn't
Yeah.
swim. But he was angry. He was like punching the waves. Like,
Yeah, he
like,
was.
as
He was
though
punching the waves.
He confronted the ocean.
He was playing the knockout game with waves.
Exactly. He should have done
Made
the
no
same thing with a
sense.
high school diploma. That fucking moron.
Taking it out on the wave.
Oh yeah,
my
just it was so funny to watch him. He was in like fucking waist deep water, and he was ducking so the waves looked higher, splashing himself. A coward. I've never rooted for an undertow harder. See that fucking? See his glasses. I just wanted to see no Keith and floating glasses.
Jimmy was willing the tsunami, doing a rain dance, did a rain stick on the shore.
Yeah, that was quite fun. I normally don't like the beach, but that was a lovely day.
Yeah,
Fun day.
yeah.
Did your mom's place get wrecked during the storm?
Yeah,
What,
during
what,
Sandy.
what, did you get flooded? And
Yeah.
She lost it?
Mm-hmm.
She lost the whole house.
Yeah.
Whoa, that whole place?
Yeah.
Was she insured?
Look, this isn't really true. I just told Keith that's why he couldn't go back there. Yeah, no, she was insured and whatever, but the
But the
place was flooded, and
Oh, wow.
I think people are moving back in those apartments now, but it was really
Did the
messed
pool
up.
get full of like ocean water? I
It
bet.
was like full of sand.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's fucked up. It was so nice.
that was
Yeah,
fun, right?
It's a nice place, but we walked. Didn't we take a nice walk down the boardwalk?
Yeah. Oh, that
Hand
was
in hand,
that was when we
Jim.
did that thing to DeRosa where we bid on his we bid on Joe's boots on eBay. Remember?
Oh my god!
That was the
What?
best.
Yes.
That was
One
the
of the most
best.
satisfying.
What happened?
DeRosa
forgot about
was talking about. He's like, he's like, man. He's looking at his phone. He's like, I almost got these boots on eBay. I find out in 5 minutes if I get them. And
That was a mistake.
but it was Jimmy, Bobby Kelly, Keith, and myself, and we all didn't even look at each other. We all just jumped into action. We just sprung.
Yeah.
Everybody was bidding on. So I run in the house. I'm using my mom's laptop, and Bobby's like comes in. He's just feeding us facts. He's like, they're made by John Varvatos. They cost this much. So we're like, okay. So I buy them. I bid like $200. Like, I was like, I'm not. DeRosa will never see these boots. And then we filmed. I think you filmed him.
That's right.
You
yes.
filmed him finding out. So, 5 minutes later, he goes, "Damn it!" And we're filming. We're like, "Oh, what happened, Joe?" And he's like, "What a rookie move! Somebody came in and bid them out." And he was really disappointed because he'd been looking at these boots for weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I go, "Oh my God, that's so sad because this is strange. I just got a new pair of boots." And he's like, "What?" And then he like realized, and we were just like,
He was so
so
pissed.
disappointed.
That's great.
And then I think he thought like, well, she'll get them and give them to me, but I was
Yeah.
like, you'll never see those boots.
I'm trying to find the video. I don't
Yeah,
remember
the
exactly
video
when it was,
was
but there
so
is a video.
good.
It was one of the most satisfying things I've ever
That
been a
worked
part
out.
of.
Payoff was
Worked perfectly.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch that dunce lose his stupid boots.
Just,
Fucking idiot. Has his eyes on some cowboy boots.
Do you know what's going on outside the building with you?
what do you mean?
Some huge truck that says
Finger blasters.
finger blasters. It's like right outside our building as we talk to
Yeah.
you.
What's finger blaster?
The hell?
We made a fake commercial called Finger Blasters for chicken fingers.
Oh.
That
on the
look
side of a
like
truck.
fingers, and then the sauce looks just like a pussy. Like it's just. It's like a little slit, and we made this commercial, and so
you
they
dip
made
it.
a truck. They made the actual chicken fingers.
Wow.
It's a huge truck. It says Finger Blasters. Snap a pic of the truck and post it with hashtag Inside Amy to get free food.
Is it good?
And then it has
The chicken fingers?
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh.
And then it
Pretty
says Inside Amy
disgusting.
Schumer starts tonight at 10:30.
Is it
on
like a
Comedy
white
Central.
cream sauce or a
you.
barbecue? Because that's
It's
big
tang,
difference.
It's salt and vinegar.
Is it?
It's gross. It looks. It's a tiny
Yeah.
slit in the top of it that you
I
can
would just
dip
like
in.
Oh, it's
ketchup.
hilarious.
I want a picture of it.
Squeeze it on my
Yeah, you don't mind
face.
ketchup?
I don't mind.
Yeah, we need to get pictures of it. I'm
Oh,
a
ketchup.
bastard.
Oh no.
Oh,
No, I
come
like it.
on. Just
No, I
once
don't
in a
like
while.
Pulpy ketchup. No.
I like my sheets to look like fucking stacks bed. Goodfellas.
Oh my God. Did Carrie have another prom in here? What happened?
Exactly. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I'm like a Jamaican with that shit. Don't even prepare my meals. Just sit outside in the fucking living room. I can't go for that at all.
No?
That's
Oh
real
my
promotion
God.
for a show, though.
That's great, yeah.
I'm just listening to this at this point.
Did Comedy Central do that?
I like the tip of my dick to
Yeah.
look like a Maker's Mark bottle.
Oh, really? It's so good to be here.
Yeah, I can't handle that. I'll take it if it looks like a dipstick. I don't mind that. I don't mind a little oil, but I can't take the fucking makeup.
Come on.
What
It's out there right now?
48
Wow.
and 6th or 49.
excuses I've given
They're all
myself.
depressed.
Oh, so they're just.
Like, yeah, like sleeping with someone who doesn't make any sound when they come. They're like, that was amazing. You're like, oh, you could have at least changed your facial
Yes.
expression.
Well, for me, then I just realized they didn't.
I realized I was fucking Terry Schiavo.
Oh, I thought you might have come quietly. No, I didn't, Jim, at all, actually.
Oh.
I thought you
I-
came quietly.
I want Club Soda Kenny to ask a question.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Look, he jumped
the,
up off
the
his seat.
power couple.
That's right.
Oh.
You two
He
had a
was,
great.
he was a star season
Hi.
one.
Season one.
Kenny was a star
Yes.
season
Yes.
one.
Kenny
Yep.
is a total star.
Kenny, you got a
Hi.
question for Amy Schumer?
No, but I do have a comment.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Amy,
Kenny.
That's a very funny scene.
Yeah.
Let's give it.
Shit out of every second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lori Kilmartin, did you read she was tweeting when her dad...
Eric's coming back in
Hell
studio.
Yeah, you really have to
course,
pick and
Iraq
choose
ran down there.
where you put your energy with that stuff. Because I've gotten
Yeah.
upset with a couple bloggers or whatever, and then I reach out to
Oh,
Jimmy and I
call
say
him
like,
that?
yeah, I kind of whatever they are, like kind of,
Yeah.
you know, freaked out on someone, and then Jimmy's been like, hey, like actually you should call back and apologize. You were wrong, and I'm like,
shit.
oh shit. So
Why,
yeah,
Wow.
why is Sam making a face at the blasters?
You
don't
eat
like his
chicken
glasses?
fingers.
You like a good
Why
You
you
eat
made-
chicken
where's
fingers
the,
all the
where's
time.
the sauce?
They said the sauces weren't ready yet.
What?
That means
What?
that means a guy is standing over a cup right now, just stroking his dick.
You think
It
he's
looks like a
jacking-
finger, right?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fucked
Yeah.
up. Yeah, that looks like a French fry, but
gonna
it's
eat that?
chicken.
Yeah, I'll eat this
Chicken,
finger.
chicken. Look at
I
that.
just realized this is random, but is Amy Schumer Australian? She looks Australian. I know she's Jewish, but she looks Australian. She has English. She has English in her, so it's probably just the English.
The girls are
fucking-
laughing back
The
there.
publicity
That's
machine is
good.
rocking.
Why
They're
did-
really good.
Is it?
They look like they're good.
No.
They're good.
They're good. Pass
Wow.
one of the oyster.
Oh, I can't. I'm getting my body back together.
Aw.
Yeah, you are.
Aw.
That is a tasty chicken
It
finger.
is.
You hungry?
We need the sauce, though.
no thanks.
Oh, take one,
Come
Kenny. Stop
on.
being a stick in the mud.
Be an old stick in
And you
the mud.
blast the chicken finger into the
Into the-
vaginal
yeah.
sauce.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's
That's
a real
great.
experience.
Like
this
that.
Is, this is exciting.
Should be a real product.
Yeah. Somebody reviewed
That's so cool.
one of the reviews for the show have all been really good, but there was one where the guy was like, he's like, sometimes Schumer's like language you can't even, you don't even know what she's saying because they bleep it so much. But there's like one scene where that was the joke that
Yeah.
that it was all
Right.
bleep. Oh no. And so he just missed the joke,
They
and
never
you're like,
get
should
it.
I reach out and be like,
Oh
no,
my
dude.
God.
But you're like,
No,
let me
he's
just
the
not
idiot.
even give it energy.
You could reach out sometimes if you reach out nicely. There's a way to do
Nicely.
it because sometimes when you feel like it's going mediocre the
like,
whole
oh,
time,
they
and then
do
a
wanna
huge
laugh.
laugh comes,
Yeah.
you're like, oh god, that is possible.
They could simulcast it.
Yeah, I mean, they'll still be there, right? Can we
Oh,
just make sure
boy.
it's okay so I can hang here? Yeah.
She's ESMP. pick somebody not boring. Alright, I'll do one more. I'll do, I was requested to do, what's his name? Adrian Broland? I'll do him. I don't even know who this is. Or if I even wrote his name right. Adrian Borland? Borland? Adrian Borland, okay. Copyright.
20,000 visitors, I think.
Yeah, I was in a bad mood that day.
Yeah.
It's better today.
What insulting and things like that. But over the last 12 months, we didn't hear so much from The Sound or Adrian Borland. You were doing some production work with a female singer, production work in...
Words being used, you know. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people who write lyrics were like listening to.
I don't like these interviews that have music. There's not a lot of interviews. I don't like group interview. Yeah. There's just not enough to type them. Not enough material. I'll type Stavros from Comtown. KFC Radio, like. He was on H3.
You know, in every like city that's not doing well like economically, I feel like the arts center is also right by a horrific neighborhood. So I had a lot of like artsy, like fucking, you know, scrawny friends who were just like I had one of my friends, like this little ass dude who's so, I mean, he's very creative, he's awesome, but like he would get robbed just constantly. Like he would just factor it into his like budgeting that like I'm going to get robbed. You know what I mean? But I think, you know,
what does getting robbed look like in Baltimore?
You know, just somebody stopping you, maybe having a gun, maybe pretending to have a gun, you know, and just being like, just running your pockets, or just not, you know, knocking you out. A lot of my friends would get like sucker punched and shit like that. But if you just like looked looked harder to rob, I think being fat, I was just like, if you had to pick a guy that, if you had to pick fat and still like, you know, ambulatory, like not like shuffling sideways, but like if you were fat and could move in a straight line, pretty nice. If you hadn't hit the like, you know, the threshold of like way too fat and easy to like topple over, I think you're like, I'd rather rob a smaller man.
So you were an intimidating fat.
I think I just, you know,
just crossed the line.
Just enough where if you didn't know me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, why don't we, let's not, it's like, it's just safer to rob someone who's, you know, not as fat. You know what I mean? Like just doughy, you never know with a fat guy. Might be a power lifter. I was not, but you know what I mean? There are some sneaky, powerful fat men out there.
There's a lot of pent up rage with fat people.
That's another thing. You could tap into that.
Yeah, you
in my 20s, I could tap
like a
into
redhead.
not getting pussy, like just incel fat rage.
And there's nothing anybody can do to stop you.
No. If it gets released, usually you turn it inside and you eat, crumpets to make it go away. You know what I mean?
I only fairly recently learned the definition of incel.
Yeah.
Is that crazy? Like, is there not more than one definition of incel?
I think it's
like a military term.
Well, no. What it means is somebody who is involuntarily celibate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what incel means?
Incel,
you didn't know incel?
No, I thought it was like a military term.
You didn't know
It's like we
incel?
got like 3 incels over here in the building.
Let that sink in.
What the fuck is going on, you guys? You guys have a huge internet presence. You know incels? I guarantee you a lot of incels subscribe to the channel, I'll tell you that much.
I mean, I know how to spell it. It's probably INCEL, right?
Yeah, there you go.
It means
that doesn't count. That's not anything.
It's like it's a sophisticated word for a guy who wants pussy, but he can't get it. Well, let me tell you about something anybody can get.
Need a little time to myself, and then I took like 2 weeks to myself, and then I was like, fuck, this shit's kind of blowing up.
That when you said that you were working on getting healthier,
Yeah.
I found myself like kind of starting to giggle because I pictured you watching TikToks to get healthy.
Yeah.
And it just turned into you jacking off.
My
to
dick getting hard. I can't tell you how often that has happened. Where it's like I'll be looking through like my saved recipes where it's like healthy, like egg white shit, and then I just flip to the next one and it's like someone teaching you deadlift form, and then within 4 it's just a fat-titted Russian lady just bench pressing, and the bench is like mushing her tits, and I'm like, I'm gonna search yoga pants in X videos and see what I get after that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's fantastic, man.
Do you have any like things on the road that you do to like meal prep or?
I mean, I try. I mean, when it starts, like when the tours would start, I definitely was like, I would like order meals, and one time I flew. My brother has a gym. Shout out to Nick, Odyssey Strength and Conditioning, folks. If you're out in Maryland, and so he would train me. He came out to Houston when I was there, but then it just gets so fucking hectic. I don't know how you guys feel about the road, but it's like. I can start okay, and then it's just like and I was on, I've been on the road basically with a couple breaks here and there since the pandemic ended, like as soon as you could get on the road. And it's this weird thing where it's like, I grew up poor as shit, and so it's like, and I was making some money off Cumtown. I was making good money on Cumtown, and then I was doing well ticket sell wise, right? Like I was doing well, comedy clubs, selling out 1 or 2 shows. But then once this fucking internet shit popped, it was like I was making the kind of money on the road where I was like, this probably, and I don't know if you feel this way, but like I'm pessimistic where I'm like, this is not gonna last.
Right.
So it's this thing of like someone's gonna realize no one should be paying theater prices for stand-up comedy. Somebody's gonna like. There's going to be a mass. People are going to figure this out. We're going to be exposed as the frauds we are and sent back to comedy clubs to make like half the money. And so I just like kept saying yes to more and more stuff to the point where, now I've saved up a good amount of money. But it would be like every tour would start like, oh, I'm not going to go too crazy. And then I would just add more and more stuff. And then and then I'm like, the first weekend you're like, eating salads and shit, and then 4 months in, it's just like I can't sleep, so I'm taking edibles. I've gotten fat as hell, so I'm taking dick pills just to make my dick even sort of work. You know what I'm like? And so, and you're just like I'm just in such disarray where I'm just like overheating all the time. I'm in like I'm taking like cold baths to get going.
So when you're taking the dick pills to make the dick sort of work.
Yes. I'd love to get into this for sure. I have a lot of thoughts on dick pills, so let's get in there.
I mean, of course, we're talking about Blue Chews.
Are they a sponsor of the program?
And I happen to love them.
Okay, well, look, I have some beef with the general dick pill market because I'm out there as a free agent. And you know what I mean? I don't have no ads on Stavi's World when it comes to dick pills. And I'm just saying everyone's fucking up because I am on the record years a proud user of the product with I mean, it's in my I've talked about it in specials. So, you know, I can't say Steve-O exactly which I'm talking about until they cut a check. I can't say what dick pills are making my dick get to 65% hard, so I can mash it. So I can mash it into some woman who probably had a fat, charismatic father, and that's the reason she's agreed to suck me off in my hotel room and then leave immediately afterwards.
He's pragmatic. Not an INFP or ENFP, not an ISFJ.
You know what I mean? That's
right.
You know, I can't specify the brand, but if you want to say it's Blue Chew, that's fine with me. I won't fuck your money up. You know?
That thought process. I mean, is that what you're thinking about when the chick's sucking your dick? It's like, I probably look like her father. I mean,
No,
so
in the moment I'm
65%.
thinking, yeah. No. In the moment I'm thinking, nice. This is fucking awesome. In the moment, and then I bust, and that's when those thoughts come in.
Yeah.
You know.
And then you eat fucking M&Ms or something in the corner.
Oh,
of the room.
dude, it's really fucked up. Like, truly, nothing makes me happier than just getting a nice little nut off, and then hanging out with someone with fat titties, and eating like chicken tenders and a Haagen-Dazs afterwards. You know what I mean? Like that's what's fucked up is that. It's like, I don't know if you feel this way about your addictions, but it's like, yeah, I'm addicted to this because it's fucking awesome. It fucking rules. Like, this is it. I know I know tomorrow I will feel horrendous, but right now, I will never feel better. Like I promise you, my brain lights up in a way that like when somebody holds their newborn for the first time, I'm having a better time than they are holding their newborn when I'm just freshly sucked off with like a fried chicken thigh in my mouth. You know what I mean? Like I am having a better experience than some.
Take a huge sloppy.
Really? You won't let us know when you fuck.
No, I
you don't
mean,
let your
I'm
boys
down
know
to-
when you bust. That's another great
because
part
I
of it.
used to be that guy where I would tell everybody.
I see.
And then I just it's like. Then when I started getting into therapy, it was like, well, why do you have to tell people that?
Right.
Wow, that's my take on it.
Yes, please, Steve.
I chose the one in South in the financial district because like dating healthily, but it's
trying, huh? You're doing pretty good. Like, okay, so now
it's
like,
just so tough dating in LA, though.
Like how many
how many times have I?
How much
fucked this year?
penetrative intercourse have you had?
I don't even
I'm
know.
gonna get. I'm gonna guess you're doing pretty strong numbers. Is the sense that I get.
No, I mean
you did.
Sex addiction rehab even like? I don't even they're just telling you to stop.
It's a sex program, and I think the definition is to abstain from compulsive sexual behavior that causes shame.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So it's different for everybody.
Okay, that makes sense. The shame part makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're shameless, I guess it's there's no, but because it feels like a tough one to get a handle on because it's like it's not like that's the problem with food too. Is that like you kind of have to.
Like 6, I believe. I reckon. A lot of ESFPs tonight. I don't even know who to type next. who's a garbage YouTuber or somebody. I don't know. I'm getting kind of tired of typing lame people. It takes a toll on you. Let's do... I don't know who to type. I want to type something completely different. Chat not interacting. Let's see that fucking sad guru type I can't stand. Fucking. He probably copyrights his shit. Watch me get taken down.
The World Health Organization made a prediction. There will be a
This guy's a fed.
mental health pandemic. At least 5 years ago, none of us knew what is a pandemic. Today, we all know what is a pandemic. And they've gone further and they said the next stage is there will be a suicide pandemic. Just to put it in perspective. In 2020, when the pandemic was in full swing all over the world, in Japan, more people died of suicide than of the pandemic. So we don't really need the virus, that's all I'm saying. Because the virus has gotten into our head, because once survival is taken care of, if you do not become conscious, the way you sit, stand, breathe, think, emote and function within yourself, if it does not become conscious, you will naturally head downhill. This is just September 23rd, I completed 40 years of this work. So 40 years ago, I was a young man. One afternoon, when I had nothing much to do, somehow an hour and a half gap was there for me in the work. I was working like morning 5:30 in the morning to 11 in the night, building various kinds of businesses around me. So when I got a break, there's a small hill. This hill is a place where we go and for the youth. When I was a kid, I cycled up this hill, we camped on this hill, we partied on this hill. If you want to test our motorcycles, we went up the hill. Just about anything you want to do, the youth, go to Chamundi Hill. This is the thing. I just walked up and sat on a rock. My eyes were still open. I thought it's just 10, 15 or 20 minutes. Suddenly I started feeling every cell in my body literally dripping ecstasy. I thought this lasted 15, 20 minutes, but when I came back to my normal senses, 4.5 hours had passed. For the first time in my adult life, tears, me and tears were simply impossible. Tears to a point my shirt is all wet. Then I shake my skeptical mind and ask what the hell is happening to me. All I knew was I had hit a gold mine and there was no context. Nobody around me could tell me what was happening with me, nor did I know what was happening with me. This is something that most people will experience in their lives. On a certain day when they're very happy, 24 hours feels like 10 minutes. Another day when you're depressed,
INTP or ENTP or INFP or ENFP or ISFJ or ESFJ or an ISFP or an ESFP.
10 minutes will feel like 24 hours. Time is a very relative experience. When you're so blissed out, what is 2 minutes, it's 8 hours, 10 hours, just gone like that.
ISFP or ESFP? My goodness.
So in about 6 to 8 weeks, I came to some kind of stabilization within myself and started experimenting as to what is happening to me. Then I realized, if I keep a little distance from my physiological and psychological activity that's going on, if I just remove myself a little bit, then within a few seconds or within a couple of minutes, every cell in my body is bursting with ecstasy. Now, this is not just my experience. Today we have it measured out in Harvard Medical School, how there is endocannabinoids are bursting out in people simply because they do a simple practice. So I made a plan in 2.5 years' time, I will make the whole world blissed out. I knew the methodology. If you just keep a distance, it'll happen. 40 years now. Today, people are saying we are touching over 2 billion people. Last year, our video views have been 3.51 billion. So, people think that's great. But no, that is less than half the population as far as I'm concerned, because I started thinking I'll make the whole world blissed out. But people are committed to their miseries, either because of their beliefs or their ideologies or their compulsive behavior within themselves. So, it needs to happen to the whole world. I don't see this as a mission, I just see this as an expression of my humanity. Suppose you hear a good joke, will you tell somebody who's dear to you?
ESFP. That right there proves this man's a fraud. He's a performer. This is all a performance, by the way. This isn't who he is. I've been saying this for a long time. Every stream, this guy is a fraud. He's a performer. He's really immersed in the role as this guru. And really everything he's saying is not very intuitive. I mean, it is intuitive to a certain degree, but not really. It's pretty SE. Everything he says is not... People type him as an introvert intuitive type, but nothing he says is very, like, it's pretty basic, like, fortune cookie shit, so... I think he values SE, very in the moment. Likes SE things, sensory things, like motorcycles and luxury and things like that, so he's a ESFP. It's an ESFP night. And ESFPs can be very intellectual, actually. People think they can't for some reason. Three and two. Okay, let's do Joey Diaz. Yo, dog.
What's happening, beautiful people? Uncle Joey here to do Ask the Internet for my boys over at Barstool. Here, you gotta read them to me. I'm blind, dog.
Would you rather your girlfriend be able to read your thoughts during sex or read your thoughts all the other time except for sex? So
during sex.
During sex?
Yeah.
You think that she would like what you're thinking about during sex?
Oh yeah, I think about really fucking animalistic type shit.
What if someone else slipped in?
Huh?
Yeah, what if someone else slips in? You start thinking about that girl from high school that was hot, that you wanted to bang, and all of a sudden she's like, wait a minute.
I don't think about nobody else. I'm thinking about what I want to do, and what I can do is two different fucking situations. So at least when I'm coming after a minute, she can look at my thoughts and realize I want to do other things to her.
You tried your best.
Sorry about the language, man. I'm sure you're a very decent woman. You don't need this aggravation in your fucking life.
Would you rather always come prematurely or never come again?
If I didn't come prematurely, I would never come. There's a lot of heart, but
Would you rather have to watch porn upside down or sports upside down for the rest of your life?
I'm not a big porn guy.
Really?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Get the fuck out of
You
here!
went from not a big guy to it's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Have you never?
I watched it when I was a kid. I got 70s porn. That'll knock you in.
Very direct. INTJ or ENTJ or INFJ or ENFJ or ISTJ or ESTJ or ISTP or
That's the most traumatized I ever was.
Dude, that was...
It was like going to fucking the strip club, the peep shows on 42nd Street.
Yeah.
Those crack hoes would come in like, well, it was before crack. They were glue hoes. They would come in like fucking at 5 in the morning with a...
What was the porn you bought where the chicks started...
Sabatinos. No, that was it.
The Dixie, the whipped cream or the Miracle Whip?
Yeah, that was it. It was like 3 movies plus a projector for $19.95. So we all chipped in like $4. And 6 weeks delivery and handling, you know, the whole thing. But when you're a kid, you're used to that. Remember, you got beat up at the beach, and you ordered the Joe Weider, How to Get Strong in 7 Days. I ordered just for the trophy and shit.
So he is obviously not an INFJ, ENFJ, or ISTJ or ESTJ.
So when did you stop watching porn?
Just about that time. Then I have friends that always try to push it on me. I don't know.
I mean, they make a Miracle Whip sandwich and they put it on the guy's dick and then she just started to eat it. that would turn me off at the start of porn.
And there was no real sound. So she was like looking around the room and you could hear the director going, suck it, look at it. And she's like, it was fucking bad porn.
Would you rather fight Mike Tyson or sound like his voice for the rest of your life?
Sound like his voice for the rest of my life.
Dude, they still have those. They have those videos. Even like you think, like as someone ages, obviously they get a little slower. But like Tyson can still move. There was that one that came out just the other day of Holyfield. No, George Foreman. Was it, dude? It was crazy.
That's muscle memory, man.
It was.
I don't care how old you get.
But they can only do it for a minute.
Yeah,
and they turn the camera
take
off.
one fucking punch from me. So.
He wasn't moving so fast, but he's like kind of like limbered up to the bag, and he threw fucking one, and I was like, that would explode.
Yeah.
Would you bang your cousin to win the Powerball?
I don't have a cousin, but
if you did,
I'll do anything to win the Powerball.
Would you rather never get oral sex again? Or you can only get oral sex for the rest of your life. You can never fuck normal again.
Well, when you're 20, you want oral sex. At my age, my dick is old, and you really don't want nobody looking at it. So, if you're a real Christian, you don't want to do that to people. Like this poor young lady, she's just sitting there dying inside.
If you had to get one movie quote tattooed on your body, what would it be?
Leave the gun, take the cannolis.
I fucking knew you were going to say that.
That's a great line.
Can you still go to your barber if your barber is racist?
Yeah, just what am I going to do?
Like your haircut.
You might learn something new.
Would you rather wake up in the middle of the night to see that a massive dude has broken into your house or you see a ghost?
A ghost.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I would have thought you would be like, I can handle this guy. I can't handle a ghost.
No, I can handle a ghost.
You can handle a ghost? You can't handle a ghost.
Yeah, I can.
You don't think a ghost can handle you?
Fuck no.
What are you gonna do to a ghost?
He's dead.
That's what I mean. You can't do anything.
We just yell racist slurs at each other. How's that? Until he fucking goes back to hell or heaven, wherever he came from. I dealt with goats before. Remember, I'm a Santeria guy. My mom had them.
Right.
the fucking
Your
house.
own ghost. All right, last one. This is perfect, seeing as of you have your new book out. If you were reading the story of your life and you got up to the present day, would you keep reading it, knowing that you can't change anything? Meaning, do you want to know where your life ends up, or would you rather just go?
No, I don't want to know where it ends up. Nah, fuck it. Let's
the
stop
dice, let
right
it
here
go.
and let's let the listen. The best thing in life is that you don't know when you're gonna punch the ticket. You know.
Yeah, you turn the page. There's only one page left in the book.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
fuck.
it. That's it. That's it, man. You know, you.
Sup, Gabe?
Miles per hour.
If you're still watching this, who should I type next?
This thing is awesome. And
He's such a...
And work themselves back. Fuck no. They went right back into the fire, you know?
Right.
And I would love to be able to do that. Like, I would love to charge $30 and just go out there and dick around, but I can't. I got to have material to fucking lay into them. I love to go up there and improvise, but that's a 50-50 show.
Right.
So when you get a babysitter and dinner, and I'm going to go up there and dick around. So I got a plan. I'm going to fucking do some spots. And then this summer, I'm going to jump on Bert's tour.
Alright, if Gabriel's not here, nobody's watching this, then I'm gonna shut this off.